Hello, and welcome to News in Brief on Graphic Online. In the headlines, Parliament approves Major Mahama Trust Fund Bill. Government says low patronage of 10 billion Ghana cedi energy sector bond is due to low interest rates. Liberian refugees' homes to be demolished at Buduburam to pave way for road expansion. LPG prices to go up with cylinder recirculation policy. Asamoah Gyan goes through thigh scan today. Dr. Kwapong appointed acting chief executive of Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. Zimbabwe names airports after President Mugabe. Parliament has approved the Major Mahama Trust Fund Bill, which is to help cater for the spouse and children of the slain military officer who was lynched by a mob in Buduburam in May this year. Already, government has provided a 500,000 cedi seed money for the fund. A Deputy Minister of Finance, Mr. Kwapong, has explained that government's inability to achieve its targeted 10 billion cedis energy sector bond was largely because investors considered the interest rates unfavorable. According to him, investors were not happy with the 19% promised them and had asked for more, but government was not willing to offer anything beyond 20%. The response follows a press conference by the minority in Parliament that suggested that government's inability to raise the initial amount was due to its mismanagement of the economy. Some Liberian refugees in the Buduburam camp near Kaswa in the central region are appealing for help after they were served with a 2-week notice to vacate the area or face eviction and demolition of their homes. Government is expanding the road network to help ease the traffic congestion at the portion of the highway. A similar eviction and demolition action taken by the Goma East District Assembly in June this year displaced some of the refugees. The refugees say they have nowhere to go if they are evicted from the camp and are pleading for help. The National Petroleum Authority (NPA) has given indications of an increment in the prices of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) products as government prepares to implement the cylinder recirculation policy. The Chief Executive Officer of the NPA, Hassan Tampuli, made this known when he appeared before the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament. He said the new policy would bring about additional cost in the production and supply of the product. Meanwhile, the NPA has closed down 43 LPG stations across the country since the Atomic Junction gas explosion. About 35 more LPG stations have also been earmarked for closure. On Wednesday, the Upper East Regional Coordinating Council gave all fuel and gas stations a 2-week ultimatum to meet safety and operational standards or be closed down. Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan will undergo a scan today to see the extent of the thigh injury he suffered during the team's training at the Cape Coast Stadium on Wednesday. Gyan pulled out of a training session and stayed on the sidelines when he sustained the injury. The outcome of the scan will determine whether the striker will be able to play in the game against Egypt in the World Cup qualifier on Sunday at the Cape Coast Stadium. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has appointed Dr. Kwapong as the acting chief executive of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. He takes over from Smith Graham, who resigned in October. Until his appointment, Dr. Kwapong was the chief executive of the HR Perspective Limited, an HR consultancy firm. And on the international front, Harare International Airport has been renamed after Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe. Transport Minister Joram Gumbo justified the decision on the grounds that Mr. Mugabe was a war hero and an African icon. There is tension about who will succeed Mr. Mugabe, who has been in power since 1980. Mr. Mugabe, 93, says he will stand for re-election next year. His wife, Grace, has been tipped to succeed him and is expected to be appointed vice president after the former vice president was sacked on Monday. For more news, log on to Graphic Online and follow us on Twitter at GraphicGH and on Facebook at Daily Graphic Ghana.